Guilty of conspiracy to commit a misdemeanor. That's the plea Paul Phelps, the son of Isle of Wight Sheriff Charlie Phelps, made in court today. Phelps and Jonathan Burns were indicted on felony charges. Phelps for allowing Burns to act as a sworn officer of the law when Burns was a convicted felon. Now, as part of the agreement, a judge sentenced Phelps to 1 year in jail, which was suspended for 3 years pending good behavior. 10 News Side's Andy Fox joins us now live from the Isle of Wight County Courthouse. Andy?
Yeah, Don, in court, Phelps apologized to the court. He apologized to the citizens of Isle of Wight County after he was sentenced and given the suspended sentence, which was basically put aside for 3 years. It turned to his father in a very emotional moment, and he hugged his father, tears in the eyes of both. They called this a family nightmare, and they said that it finally is over. Charged with a felony, Isle of Wight County Sheriff's Captain Paul Phelps, the son of outgoing Sheriff Charles Phelps, came to court knowing he had to plead guilty to conspiracy to commit a misdemeanor. The judge, brought in from out of town, accepted the plea, and Phelps left without commenting. How tough was it for you to say you'd never be in law enforcement again? As part of the agreement, Phelps agrees never to serve in law enforcement again. His career over.
We had a lot of conversation over that to determine what the best course of action was to bring this to an end. It was the whole purpose of it.
Jonathan Burns was a felon working for Phelps. Felons are not allowed to be sworn officers of the law. But Burns was given lots of responsibilities in the sheriff's office, wore a uniform, had a taser, and even made arrests. Do you feel like you let the sheriff down?
No, I don't.
Not at all. How can you explain having the taser and as a convicted felon and taking on this responsibility?
I did what I was allowed to do.
Captain Phelps allowed Burns to act like a deputy. In the end, the charge against Burns' possession of a firearm, which was a taser, was dropped. Explain exactly what you meant when you said, I was doing what I was allowed to do.
I mean, everything I did from the uniform to the taser, it was all issued equipment. I was trained with it. There's documents and records to support that. So I just told the truth.
Now, a substitute judge had to be brought in for this because of possible conflicts. His name was William Ledbetter. He's from Fredericksburg. He told Paul Phelps, you brought in a friend, a family member, allowed him to have a uniform, a weapon, which was a taser, knowing he was a felon. You were enabling a friend and a family member to wear a uniform when he was not supposed to. And then he sentenced him. And now, coming up tonight on Wavy News 10 at 5 in our 90 Minutes of News, not everyone is happy with the fact that charges against Jonathan Burns were dropped. I'll have that part of the story coming up later. In Isle of Wight County, Andy Fox, 10 on your side.